Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 18 of Europa Universalis IV as France. There's quite a coalition against us at the moment. That was mainly because I decided to take quite a chunk out of Aragon and a province from Savoy. It's mostly made up of Austria and Milan, but I mean Austria on its own is quite scary because if they do go to war with me they will quite happily bring in the rest of the HRE. Still need to try and take Brittany at some point. Now it's certainly going to help that we're going to have a little bit of a higher tax base, but we'll definitely have to consider our strategy for soaking in Provence and soaking in Brittany when we can. We're also going to try and annex Bar as soon as we can. Now the big problem I've got at the moment is I am overextended and that is causing me to get a few negative events, including losing some army tradition. So my army tradition and navy tradition is actually quite poor at the moment. We do need to get some more units, which we certainly will do. We are about to finish our coring on a couple of these provinces though, so that's certainly going to help with the overextension. In fact, the overextension has just gone away and we're only a few months away from actually having everything 100% cored, so that's going to be really, really nice. So we are below our force limit. We can have another 7 units. Now, what's my composition in these units? It's 10, 4, 3. That one's actually a bit of a weird build. I thought they were all the same. 12, 4, 1. 12, 4, 1. 10, 4, 3. Well, okay, let's go ahead and get at least another couple of infantry for that one then. And we'll go ahead and get another couple of cannons. Artillery is really nice, so getting a few artillery for some of these other ones is going to be really, really good. Now, we're also below our naval force limit, so we could go and get some more ships to help with trade, or we could get some more heavies. I think we're actually going to go and get the lights, because I'd like to have a decent amount of trade power. So let's just go ahead and build them in all the provinces where we can. So we are still doing a little bit of exploration in, and I could have built some of those ships on this side as well. I was too lazy and couldn't be bothered. So we are doing a little bit of exploration to try and see where we can colonize. Now, sometimes it's nice to be able to colonize parts of Greenland and leapfrog over. The easiest way is to go and take a province in Norway, but I mean, who are Norway allied with? A personal union with Denmark. If we were to go to war with them, well, I couldn't tell you anyway because I don't have a CB against them and I don't have a free diplomat, but it might be difficult taking bits of Norway. Our colonial range, we're only slightly too far away and we are increasing it with our technology, so eventually we will be able to get over there. So we'll see how that works out. We are saving up towards another Diplo tech anyway, so that won't be too bad. Yeah, we're into the next year now, so we are getting to a point where we will be 100% fully cored. And we're up to 183 with Bar. So what we could do here, because our improved relations... Well, they are our vassal, actually, so improved relations will go all the way up to 200. So I think what we'll do is we'll just allow our relationship to go up to over 190, and then we can go ahead and annex those guys. Now, it will cost us some diplomatic power, which will delay us getting our next Diplotech, and therefore our increased colonial range, but at the same time, it will mean that we'll have a little bit more tax base, and we might be able to soak Brittany in after we've done that. So, I always never remember whether I've paused this game or unpaused it. So, these are all going to be stacks of 19. And of course we've got a few more units just forming down here, and they're artillery, so they do take a little while longer. In fact, I think we'll just move everyone into Aragon. So Castile really don't like me now because they actually wanted these Aragonese provinces and I kind of took them from them, so I guess Aragon's opinion of me is pretty poor right now. A lot of aggressive expansion, we were at war, but apart from that, it's not terribly bad, and we may well even be able to get a diplomatic vassalization of them at some point. So we can lose 5 prestige, or we can gain 10 prestige for 46 ducats. I do love me some prestige. I mean, You know, it helps things out. It gives us better trade power, better morale of armies and navies, cheaper mercenary costs, better spy defense, better legitimacy, better improved relations, better relations over time, and less aggressive expansion impact. So it's always worth having as much prestige as possible. Well, Provence actually have 2 provinces there because they've got Avignon as well. Oh, I think Avignon was the other province that somebody mentioned that said he's part of the French region. Probably correct. Yeah, Avignon and Provence are both part of the French region. I know Provence definitely was, but we will take those at some point. I mean, like I said, we are going to be trying to vassalize them. Can we actually move in there? No, which is strange, because if we could, I could help you out. Anyway, we're going to remove that diplomat from Bar, because we are up as high as we need to be. And we are going to annex vassal. So the HRE will get a bit of a negative opinion against us because Bar is part of the HRE, but oh well, tough luck. So most of these ships are now finished. Let's make sure we get the one here that isn't the Explorer, and we'll take all of these ships and put them together in one single province, and then after that we will send them out on trade. Where are the rest of the ships actually going? You are protecting trade in the English Channel, so we'll send the rest of them to do the same. I think we're still going to be a few ships behind, so we might have to do that as well. But let's select you guys. Let's group you all together, and you're going to protect trade. Is English Channel still the best place? So English Channel would give us an extra 5.17, 3.69 in Genoa. Yeah, so English Channel is still going to be the best trade for us. Go home at war. Go ahead and do all that stuff. Still could have 2 more units on our army, but we're not going to bother with that for now. We could still have 4 more ships. I think having... There's no point having heavies unless you can have a lot of heavies. So I think I might as well just go ahead and build the lights. Until I've got significantly more naval force limits and I can actually go and build a decent navy, there's no point having 2 or 3 heavies because they're not going to be any use for anything. So let's go ahead and uncover a little bit more of the sea. Not to mention, of course, heavies cost an absolute fortune. I mean, yes, you can mothball them, but it's pointless having them when they're no use. I'd love to be able to go and help you out here, Provence. I could offer you vassalization. I only have... Oh, can I have 46? They will most likely accept a vassalization. That's very interesting. So all we need with them now, really, is the opinion. Why couldn't we vassalize them before? Or were they a vassal before? I'm confused now. Did I have them as a vassal? I don't think I did. If I could get my... Oh, yeah, I think they would have accepted vassalization before, but I couldn't get my opinion high enough. I am still giving them subsidies. They are still transferring trade power. Improved relations could be better. We are going to have to wait until Bar has finished being integrated. And that's going to also have a little bit of a negative impact on Provence's opinion of us as well. So it's going to take a little while to soak them in, but we should certainly be able to do that. Now, our tax base has theoretically gone up. But we're still not in a position where we could take Brittany other than militaristically. So that may well be something that we have to do. They are in a Regency Council. Who is going to be... royal marriage with Charles the 9th. So, would we succeed the throne? Yeah, we could possibly end up in a personal union with Brittany. It's possible. They're very, very rare that personal unions happen in EU4. But when they do, it's a fantastic way to sort of take over somebody else. So that's going to be a useful thing to do. Our explorer has died, which is fantastic because he's died while the ship is actually on the voyage. At least he's died on the way back. So that's not the end of the world. But that's going to take massive attrition now. It's suddenly gone up to 14% attrition. There we go. He's no longer out at sea. But, yeah, at least he died on the way back, not on the way out, because that would have been quite poor. Got a few more of those ships, but that's fine. Bar has accepted our annexation. We get more prestige. Obviously, we take a diplomatic reputation hit for that, as we would expect to. So we're still just building these last few ships. And then we'll get them to go and join... We're actually now over our force limit by 3. That's because we've taken on Bar's forces as well. So we will be at our naval limit. So Bar, let's go ahead and cull your troops there. I think we'll still be... No, we're now under by 2. That's fine. I don't mind being a little bit under. I don't even mind being a little bit over, but being significantly over is not good because it ends up being quite expensive. So we've got a couple more light ships that we're building. There's one. And the second one will be built here anytime soon. Castile's fabricating a claim on Aragon. Hardly a surprise, because we do know that Castile want Aragon. Still going to try and suck up to Castile. I might do at least anyway. What have we got here? Which one? You're the light. So you are... I'm just having terrible problems controlling words and things. You guys move on to here. You are going to group up. You're going to go home at war and protect trade in the English Channel. Thank you very much. Off you go. Let's go ahead and try to improve relations with Provence. We do still need to try and annex them if we can. Would love to get another diplomat. That would be fantastic. In fact, what we need to be able to do is build an embassy. I can't remember when embassies become available. Let's have a look in the buildings list. Unique buildings. Embassy. Just needs 1,000 ducats, basically. We've got everything that we need. So we could probably just save up the money. Take us quite a while. We're not currently at war. We're not overextended. So let's go and reduce down our army maintenance, because it will all help. Let's make sure we're not paused. No, we're not paused. That's fantastic. Do have to be careful, though, because there is quite a big coalition against us. It's very, very reasonable that we could end up being declared on. And having low army maintenance, even though we could put it back up, it does take a little bit of time for it to get up to full. So we do have to be careful there. So let's have a look technology-wise, see how things stand. We're actually getting quite a bit of administrative power as well. Ah, peasant regiments in Valencia. Okay, well, we can't do anything about that. So what we are going to do is we're going to put up our maintenance. Luckily, our leader is down here. Now, these will automatically pop. I am waiting. The reason I'm waiting before I hit it is I want to give as much time for my army to reinforce and regain their morale as possible. Now, you can't hold off forever because these things will automatically pop on their own anyway. We can leave them there for the rest of the month. They're not going to cause too much damage. We can pick up a new defensive idea, which would give us minus 10% land maintenance modifier. Not a bad idea. Do we actually get any colonial range here? I don't think we do we? So national tax modifier would be handy. Now, what do we like on military tech? We are still sort of 5 years ahead of time. The next level is going to be really good, though, because it gives us better flanking, it gives us better artillery, and it gives us a better cavalry as well. But I think at the moment we could certainly afford to go ahead and take the land maintenance modifier. We also need to make sure we go through and build a few star forts and things as well, and just try and make sure we get our manpower cap as high as possible. We'll wait until the end of the year, just so we'll get another tick of morale, and then we will send in these guys. They do have a leader. They've got fairly good morale. We should be okay here. We've got, yeah, much higher base morale, and we managed to wipe them out quite nicely. We'll leave these guys in Valencia. There's no unrest there, though, that it's actually showing me, so not too sure why. But I think we should be okay in general. And we do have Bar, which is quite nice. Burgundian culture, which we do accept. They also have cloth here as well, which is quite a decent amount of coin coming in. Now, I know I did say that I did want to save up for an embassy, and I would love to, but it's always worth just having a look and seeing if there are any significant buildings that you could get. Nothing there, really. What about if we were to build a constable for production efficiency? So as you can see, if we built a constable over here in Savoy, we get an extra 1.45 ducats, so that's definitely worth doing. How about the marketplace for trade power? It's definitely going to be worth getting a lot of these marketplaces in. And I think we'll go ahead and get all of these ones in the north region. That's used up most of our money. Oh, a lot of stuff popping up here all of a sudden. So, let's do them in reverse order. Lose 1 stability or lose 33 prestige. Well, I don't really want to lose either. I'm already losing prestige. We'll take the stability hit. We can always pay to get that back. We can either lose another stability, or France gains a claim on Avignon. We gain a diplomatic Provence gain a diplomatic insult CB on France, and Provence's opinion of France is changed by -30. Now that's going to be a real pain in the hoop. Who are they currently allied with? A lot of people. I could just literally go and walk into Provence and take it. I'm not sure that Hungary, Naples and Liege could do an awful lot against me, although they are in the coalition. However, if I did declare war on them, it would knock them out of the coalition. I'm going to go ahead and press the issue. If Provence want to fall out with me, let them go ahead and do that. It will give us the opportunity to be able to go and take them if I want to. Now, I still have a fair bit of aggressive expansion, and that pressed issue over borders will actually wear off. So, if we lose the -30 from the aggressive, the -41 from the aggressive expansion, and the -30 from the pressed issue over borders, that's going to be 71. So that would put us on 173 positive, and then we could give them a bribe. So I still think we could get Provence diplomatically, and that might be the way to go. Our conquistador has now died, so let's go ahead and... Do we get ourselves the new explorer and continue the exploration? It's probably worth doing to some degree. So, let's... Actually, no, let's leave it for now. We'll save the Diplo power, because I would like to increase my colonial range. Otherwise, there's not a lot of point in doing anything. We'll get over there as soon as we can. Yeah, it would be really nice if we could get Brittany on board. Unfortunately, if I go to war with Brittany, I'm going to have some serious issues, because Brittany at the moment are allied with Austria and Savoy. Savoy's not a problem. Austria is. So we'll have to see how things go. But we do have a royal marriage, and we may at some point be able to inherit the throne, especially if there's no heir or an heir with a weak claim after all of this. So it's worth keeping an eye on that. We're well ahead on admin power. Wow, Provence's opinion of France changed by -50, or lose 25 Diplo. Let's lose the Diplo. It really doesn't want Provence to... Let's go ahead and cancel that mission, because it doesn't look like we're getting Provence anytime soon. The game obviously doesn't want me to be very friendly with Provence. We can't improve our relations any more with England. Hardly surprising. Of course, they were always going to hate me somewhat. I mean, we could remove the embargo. The aggressive expansion is going to be gone in about 3 or 4 years. Of course, the heretic religions don't help much either. Let's go ahead, go back to trying to improve relations with Castile. It would be really nice if we could still have them as an ally. It's going to be unlikely, but it would be nice if we can. And let's go ahead and continue just improving relations with Brittany while we've got nothing better to do. Let's go back up to speed 4, because we've not got an awful lot that is happening right now. So, truces with Portugal, Aragon and Savoy will expire in a few years' time. It's quite possible that they will join the coalition if there's still one around. So we can go ahead and grab the next admin tech. Now, it might be worth doing it. We are ahead of time, but it will give us... we do have the production efficiency. So being ahead of time is not going to be terrible. And it will give us the option to take a new idea group. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we get a new idea group to take. So let's assume, obviously we've already got a Diplo and a military idea. Let's start looking at what we could take for an administrative idea. So some of these are actually quite good. Religious ideas can be quite good for France if they end up with a centre of Reformation in Ile-de-France, which does happen sometimes as a random event. You get a centre of Reformation in Ile-de-France and your city slowly becomes reformed. And you pretty much have to embrace that or take religious ideas so you can fight back. We could go for expansion ideas. Expansion ideas would be really nice because it gives us more colonists, it gives us more merchants, it gives us settler increase. It does give us colonial range. I thought they used to give you colonial range. Maybe it's not, which is Where's the one that gives you colonial range? Okay, I'm terrible at actually spotting these things, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of people in the comments that know where it is and know which one that I should be taking. I'll probably end up taking it before anyway. Humanist ideas can be nice because it reduces national unrest and stuff like that. Reduces nationalism. Better relations over time is quite good, though. It's quite far away. I was sure it was expansion ideas. Almost certain it was. Administrative ideas is quite nice as well. Reduced core creation, mercenary maintenance, available mercenaries, more advisors, but again, it's quite far at the end. I don't know. I still think I like the idea of... I mean, it could go economic ideas as well, and that would give us an awful lot more money as France, which is really, really good. Inflation reduction, reduced interest, more advisors, cheaper land maintenance, better production efficiency. Economic ideas is really nice, but I do like the idea of being able to expand. So I think I'm going to go for expansion ideas. That may not be the best thing to do. I did not say that how I play is in any way optimal. We've got a couple of acts that we can pass here. We can pass the Declaration of Indulgence Act, which would increase our stability cost, but give us more tolerance of heretics. Don't think I need to worry about that right now. Or we could pass the Conventicle Act, which would give us extra missionary strength, but less tolerance of heretics. Again, not something that I need to pass at the moment, simply because I don't actually have any heretics around. At least I don't think I do anyway. So we are over the 20-minute mark, as I recall my diplomat from Castile, because he can't really do anything anymore. They still really don't like me, mainly because they want those provinces. I don't think that's ever going to go away. They probably have claims on them, or cores on them. Actually click on the province so we can see. So yeah, Castile has a claim on Aragon. They also have a claim on Valencia. They may go away. What I could always do is, if I wanted, I could try and go to war with Castile and tell them to give up their claims. So we'll see what they do. Better if they go to war against me, because it'll be a defensive war, which usually goes in my favour. But I'm going to go away and have a little bit of a think about what I'm going to do next. Obviously, wait through and read through the comments. Do remember, though, I do tend to do these videos in batches of 4. So sometimes if you guys do give me a suggestion in the comments, I may already be several videos ahead before I have a chance to put those into action. But certainly, things are going better than they have in some of the games I've had as friends. I'll certainly put it that way. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying EU4, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.